2nd and 6. Play action. Nussmeier surveys, checks it down to Durham. Tackled immediately by McKee Mason. This will be 3rd. 6 in the box for Louisiana Tech on a 3rd and 3. Pressure comes. Nussmeier gets rid of it. It's caught. First down LSU. Xavier Thomas bounced out of bounds, but into Bulldog territory and moving the sticks on a gain of 11.
And Nussmeier looked out. He's
to pick up the first down. They go back to the ground game, running left. Durham nowhere to go with it. You know, Rocky, you played defense linebacker for Notre Dame, 8 years of the NFL. How much confidence does it give an underdog like Louisiana Tech, that defensive group, when you get an in Louisiana? Obviously a much tougher test tonight going against Nussmeier and this Tigers offense. 2nd and 10, and the flag comes in. Nussmeier was looking for Jawan Johnson out of the backfield, and McKee Mason. Ball at the 31-yard line, 1st and 10 after the penalty. It's a direct snap to Thomas, and he has drilled Colby Fields. There's a flag at the line of scrimmage. Fields, the former LSU Tiger, back here in Death Valley for the first.
And Colby Fields, watch him like a rocket come bang, 2nd level, nice hit. Enjoyed talking with him this week. You know, he's the preseason Defensive Player of the Year in Conference USA, as you mentioned, Jay, former Tiger.
Spent the 2022 season, which was the first year for Brian Kelly here at LSU. 1st and 15, Nussmeier right on the money, dropped, broken up in the secondary. Nussmeier couldn't have thrown that ball better. Jacob Fields hit Thomas to pry it free. Johnson in motion. Nussmeier looking that way. Checks it back over the middle. It's caught. Spun down immediately. Aaron Anderson swallowed up.
Colby Fields
again.
All over the place, playing at a high level. Lots of misdirection in this offense, but Colby Fields, look, he sniffs it out the whole way. He sees Josh Thompson, the right guard, coming out. He swims him and goes right to the ball carrier. That's an excellent job of an instinctive play by a great linebacker.
Now on the other
6'7" playmaker.
Scoreless. Nussmeier trying to change that. On a 3rd and 17, throws on the run. He hits Nick Anderson for his 2nd catch of the night, but well short of the sticks. And now a decision to make if you're on its way. Short. No, a timeout taken before the kick. Ramos gets a redo here from 51, and he misses it. Tigers territory, 1st and 10 for the 49. Keep it on the ground. Clay Tevenen.
Let's go back and take a look at the first play by Q-Cook, and this is what he does. A little counter. You got to respect his running ability. He's a dynamic and powerful runner.
Q-Cook swallowed up in the backfield that time. Tigers read it well. Loss of 2. Now think about it. We're showing you play clock under 5. And Louisiana Tech has to burn a timeout on a college football Saturday. Big upset. 3rd and 11 here for Louisiana Tech at midfield. First down marker at the 39-yard line. Trey Q-Cook, the quarterback. LSU brings pressure, gets rid of it quickly, and dropped. The ball is caught, player was dropped. That's A.J. Halsey laying the lumber in the secondary.
And LSU plays a lot of man-to-man, but right here they're in zone. They drop a guy out, simulated pressure. You hear a lot, those 2 words a lot this year in college football.
Of keeping the drive alive. John Hoyt Chance trying to pin LSU deep. Maybe Thomas letting this go over his head. It bounces down to the 1 yard line. You can't do it any better than that if you're John Hoyt Chance and the Bulldogs special teams unit. 42-yard punt. Jacob Fields was there waiting for it inside their own 2-yard line. Durham looking for a hole, can't find one, falls forward for a gain of 2.
Remember, there's an offense that likes to run the ball. They set up a lot of screens. There's always a run and screen option in their play call.
And Colby Fields, number 10 in red, is flying to the football right now. We told you earlier this quarter he's a former LSU Tiger, played for LSU in 2022. He said the 2022 version and the 2025 version, night and day. He's done a lot of growing up. He's happy to be back here in Baton Rouge. 2nd and 8, play action. Nussmeier surveys, nobody open, scrambles from the back of his own end zone, throws, and it falls incomplete off the hands of Bauer Sharp. Bulldogs only send 3 again. Nussmeier throws. It's caught for an LSU first down. Barryon Brown climbed the ladder to bring that in. Gain of 16.
Tell you what, a quarterback's best friend is a wide receiver who has catch radius. This ball kind of gets away from Nussmeier a little bit, but Barryon Brown about jumps out of Tiger Stadium and hauls that ball in. That's a big confidence builder for this offense. First down.
Brown, the transfer from Kentucky, who had over 3,000 all. Gets the carry. This Louisiana Tech run defense has been impressive in the opening quarter. Michael Richard, who had an interception on the opening drive, made the stop.
They really have been impressive, Jay. I mean, they're
for 53. He's got 31 yards through the air on this drive alone. Empty set on a 2nd and 9. Throws it quickly. Pass is caught. That's Barryon Brown again. Bounced out of bounds right at the first down marker. So that'll move the sticks as LSU continues on this drive near midfield. Play action. Nussmeier unloads a deep ball. And that falls a couple of yards ahead of Barryon Brown. He was going back to trusty number 6.
It's the second ball tonight out of Nussmeier that sailed high on him a little bit. Sometimes you mechanics, you're looking, is that quarterback taking a step too long, but needs to dial that thing back in. Barryon Brown was open.
Off last Saturday. They go back to the ground game. There's a flag right at the line of scrimmage.
Use a defense, well, sometimes you can get yourself confused on it.
Looked like Aaron Anderson was trying to signal to the line judge to make sure, hey, I'm set, right? But running it on 2nd and 15. Thomas steps on the gas. Inside the 20, tiptoe down the... Inside the red zone for the first time. Durham, so shifty. Made a man miss in the backfield, turns it in to positive yardage, gain of 5.
I mean, what an excellent little jump cut move here by Durham. I mean, just that little quick, that's how fast it happens. There's just not many men in the world that can make a little cut like that. It's fantastic.
Number 1, 2nd and 6, inside the 10. Nussmeier surveys, rolls right, throws, and it's dropped in the end zone. Aaron Anderson could not hang on. Would have been a Tigers touchdown.
Another ball that sails on Nussmeier. Aaron Anderson is up to Anderson, a little high.
3rd and 6. Nussmeier steps up, floats it, and it's caught. Touchdown LSU, but there's a flag in the back. Started from their own 2-yard line. They go the full field in 11 plays, 98 yards for the opening touchdown with 12 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Because of the hands to the face penalty, LSU kicking from their own 50, went for a little onside squib kick trickery in the special teams game. Louisiana Tech not fooled.
And
Touchdown drive to open the scoring. How does Louisiana Tech respond? Throwing on first down, Quick hitter to the outside. That's Fred Robertson, the sophomore from New Orleans. His first catch of the night. That does it.
60 for us as a starter for us, and he stepped up, and I think we've had a lot of confidence in him, and we anticipate us moving the football effectively, whether Landon's in or Roy's in.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep, thanks.
Big pickup there on a 3rd and 4. Andrew Burdack, who's come from JUCO to now playing against the SEC. A broken tackle after the catch. Marquez Singleton Jr., another JUCO
Completion.
Second and 2, handoff to Wiggins. Trying to push that pile to the line to gain, and he does. Needed to, got to, and Louisiana Tech moves the 6 again. This is exactly what's... Louisiana Tech only had 1 first down the entire first quarter, already 2 on this drive to start the second. Play clock winding down to 0, and Sonny Cumbie calls his second timeout. With LSU ranked number 3 in the nation. Pressure comes. Cuck gets rid of it. Spun down. Latulis, the redshirt sophomore, Louisiana native, gain of 5.
There's 2 plays this drive. LSU has brought pressure, and
Woodja gets this relentless defense. Play action. Cuck couldn't get rid of it in time. DJ Pickett.
Corner blitz and Blake Baker. Look at him off the bottom of your screen here. I mean, he drew up some beauties last week against Clemson. PJ Woodland on a corner blitz.
It's alive. The sun starting to set here in Death Valley.
And coverage here.
Cuck floats it out of the backfield, taken down. Whit Week stops Wiggins from gaining the first.
That's a sign of a good player. Whatever your team needs, they need to be fired up, they need to be calmed down. He delivers it.
Louisiana Tech
They got settled in here. See what they can do on this drive.
And go to the ground game. That's Thomas again out of the backfield. Nussmeier, pressure comes, throws over the middle. That's caught for a Tigers first down.
Just trying to follow your trail.
Durham in motion. Nussmeier looks that way. Now redirects. Right again, over the middle, wide open. The tight end, Bauer Sharp.
Core this LSU offense has. Green, straight edge Green, Bauer Sharp.
Pitch. Aaron Anderson on an end around. Flag comes in. Right at the first down marker.
Personal foul, face mask.
1st and 10, play action. Nussmeier. He was looking for a deep shot, nobody open. He just has to throw it out of bounds. The Louisiana Tech secondary has responded very well when LSU has tried to dial balls thrown more than 20 yards tonight. Bubble screen. Aaron Anderson just churning those legs forward. Every yard important. He gained 5 of them.
And this is the field.
LSU 4 for 5 on 3rd down tonight. Looking to keep the drive alive. Nussmeier, pressure coming, throws, passes caught. Aaron Anderson knew where the first down marker was, extended that ball right as he caught it for a Tigers first down. Great effort by Aaron.
Like Nussmeier's found it a bit.
Nussmeier tried to float it. Knocked down to the line of scrimmage. Didn't get enough air on it. The backfield on the left hip of Nussmeier. Gets the carry. Breaks a tackle. Makes a few more men miss and turns it into positive yardage after he almost lost 4 on the play. Turns it in to get their 3rd down conversion here. Nussmeier throws. Flags come in, 3 of them in the secondary. Has 2 Bulldogs. Play action. Nussmeier throws a dart, and it's knocked out of the air. Another flag comes in. This time against Jacob Fields.
You get your big bodies out there and then still spread you out.
Hand it off to Durham. Can't get any penetration there.
You mentioned it, Jay. They've, from a run standpoint, just has not been able to push this Louisiana Tech defensive line around yet tonight. He's at the wing at the bottom of the screen here.
Goes in motion. Nussmeier looks that way, throws that way, jump ball. It's incomplete. Green could not hang on. Started inside their own 10. Can they punch it in? Play clock down to 1. Brian Kelly has to talk this over, take a timeout.
Out of the half.
Nussmeier in trouble. Escapes the sack. Rolling right. Throws on the run. And it's incomplete. Damian Ramos out to settle for the field goal attempt. He missed from 51 earlier tonight. This one a lot more manageable from 23 yards out. And Ramos puts it right through. But Louisiana Tech holds the Tigers to 3. 10-0 LSU lead midway through the second quarter.
Has the length of the field twice tonight.
Bulldogs about to get the ball back. A great connection between the LSU offensive coordinator. Moved on to different programs. They stayed tight. Families would vacation together. And now this is year number 2 back on the same staff. OC.
Good friends, and what a blessing to be able to coach with a good friend.
Well, they said they became fast friends because every day they're
cheering. Good friend and a great coach. It's working out for him.
They brought him over from Missouri, where he showed that he had an SEC caliber defense there. And I'll tell you what, LSU fans have to be happy with the defense that Blake Baker has assembled. And this defense will get ready with their ears pinned back on a 3rd and 9.
I got to admit, it's a little easier to coach defense when you got guys like West Weeks on your team and Whit Weeks and all these fantastic players that fly around with the ball. But they've done a good job getting these guys in here, and they got guys now that can play man-to-man. Blake Baker's a guy who wants to play man coverage. That's how he thrives, and they got the dudes that can do that now. It's not easy to get the players that can do that, but when you have it, it's a real weapon.
Hey, no wonder Joe Sloan and Blake Baker are such good friends. Baker's always getting the ball back for Sloan. That's what friends are for, right? Freshman into the backfield for the first time tonight. LSU a 10-0 lead, looking to add some more before halftime. A good burst from Berry. Takes it for 11 and a Tigers first down.
Arlen Berry, the #1 running back recruit in the country.
First and 10 for Nussmeier. A little more than 3 minutes remaining. They keep it on the ground with Thomas. Ball came out. Did it bounce out of bounds?
By Foster, though.
Nussmeier throws quickly. Barryon Brown the catch. He's met immediately, but brings up a 3rd down tonight. Durham picks up the first down, churning those legs forward. Move the sticks as we near the 3rd quarter. Right now, it's a 2-minute drill for Garrett Nussmeier and this Tigers offense. Play action. Nussmeier throws. Well, that's another pass interference flag against Louisiana Tech. Their 4th of this first.
A little slant route trying to get inside. The left arm is around the collar of Anderson and draws the flag here. I'd like to see this LSU offense. 2-minute drive here. Nice easy completion. Get it to 2nd and 5. Maybe a run.
Only one timeout to work with, and there's another flag down. And Tech has 6 in this first half. It's allowed LSU an extra 70 yards. Nussmeier, easy throw. Plenty of room to run all the way to the 45-yard line for Caden Durham.
Checks.
Pressure comes. Nussmeier has to take the sack. Great pressure. Jaden Mayfield, the Ruston native, a loss of 9 on the sack.
Around the right tackle, Weston Davis. He just got a great jump. Came right underneath Weston Davis, who was a little high. I'm out though.
3rd and 17 for Nussmeier. Pressure comes again. Nussmeier just has to throw it away. Nobody home there. And Louisiana Tech, the sophomore, out to do it. Well, they fake it on the punt recovery, and a flag comes in. Start this second half. LSU at 10-0 lead. Louisiana Tech ready to receive. Fred Robertson from inside his own 5-yard line. Met before the 20. Let's go. Be a little of the passing game on display on this first drive, trying to ignite the Louisiana Tech offense. Blown up in the backfield. This LSU defense shot out of it. We're kids again, just flying around the backyard making plays. Kukoc tried to squeeze it in there to the tight end, Eli Finley. Did so successfully. Tiger Stadium comes alive. Death Valley on a 3rd and 9. Kukoc in trouble. Escapes the sack. Flag down. LSU tonight, a unit that's been near flawless when you consider what they did against Clemson last Saturday and pitched a shutout in the first half against Louisiana Tech. There's another flag down on the run by Kukoc, 39-yard line. Kukoc throws it immediately back to the tight end, Eli Finley. Positive yardage on first down. That's the name of the game for a Bulldogs team trying to stay out of 3rd and long.
He's doing a good job fitting balls into tight windows. All those short routes.
They run it on 2nd and 5. Harold Perkins stayed all over Tevinen. Took him a little while to finally wrap him up, and it results in a Bulldogs first down.
This is where you see the speed of this LSU defense. They just keep stringing it out, stringing it out. They keep trying to get the edge, but there's just too much speed out there.
1st and 10. Kukoc, another quick hitter. That one in front of Devin Gandy. Ball's incomplete. Seconds on a pass attempt. LSU's pressure has been relentless. They send 4 here. Kukoc out of the backfield, Tevinen.
And here's the situation here.
Kukoc trying to pick it up with his feet, and he lost his footing. Right as a hole was starting to emerge into LSU territory, but well short of the sticks.
Last week either.
They were really effective in the bubble screen game, which then opened up the run. That's what they go to here, a quick hitter. Caught by Barrion Brown. He's been the top target tonight for Nussmeier. Nussmeier set to throw. Tosses it to Xavion Thomas, who does move the sticks on a gain of 3.
That's a good job just picking up first down there. Saw the same play earlier, a little whip route. Make it look like a crosser, then jet right back outside. Excellent route here, but at some point these next 2 plays, I'd like to see him take a shot, try to push the ball down.
Play action. Nussmeier looking for that deep shot. And he finds Aaron Anderson. Best throw of the night by Nussmeier. Gain of 23.
And that allows you to just take an exhale here. You're not having to just dink and dunk. There's a, 25, 30-yard pass play. It's what you got to have.
Anderson, who went over 1,000 career yards receiving last week. Very reliable receiving core for Nussmeier to work with. 6 different receivers have caught a ball from Nussmeier tonight.
And I want to go back to that point too. I mean, they work hand in hand. You need to be able to push the ball downfield to loosen the box up, right? And then once you do that, then you're able to run the ball for the 4 and the 5 yards, play after play. It's got to be complementary football. You got to be able to get some plays down the field and still be able to sustain long drives.
Yeah, Brian Kelly said, look, we know we can throw the ball with Nussmeier. I've tasked him with finding ways to establish the run, exploit the run game. Nussmeier goes under center, flips it on an end around. Barryon Brown showing off the speed into the secondary for an LSU first down, a gain of 15.
Another example of great perimeter blocking by this LSU offense. Bauer sharp, you'll see him twist, come back around, bang, knock the corner out. It was a great read.
Huge hole for Barryon Brown to run through. And LSU, the offense finding a rhythm now, midway through this third quarter. A drive that started from their own 10-yard line. Now inside the Bulldogs' 40. Keeping on the ground. Caden Durham, not much running room, gain of 2. McKee Mason making the stop for Louisiana Tech.
McKee Mason, Jay, this is his 8th tackle on the night. He's flying around out there. Had 9 last week.
Johnson in motion. Nussmeier surveys, rolls to his left, good protection, throws to the end zone, on the run, jump ball, knocked down, incomplete. Chris Hilton Jr. just didn't have positioning against Jamal Shelby.
Nussmeier trying to push the ball downfield here and not able to create enough separation. A good job of closing on the ball by Shelby, playing the ball in the air. He was in position to pick that ball off. It's the 5th pass breakup by this Louisiana Tech defense.
They're playing good defense.
They are.
You said it.
Fun to watch.
At the start of the second half, this is the team from Ruston's Super Bowl coming to Death Valley here in Baton Rouge, playing the number 3 team in the country. They're playing like it. 3rd and 8, Nussmeier trying to keep the drive alive, and a deflected ball forces 4th down.
And there was some sort of mix-up there. There was 2 guys in the same area here. Nick Anderson and Caleb Jackson were essentially in the same spot, and there's just not enough space, and somehow got all gummed up there.
So Damian Ramos missed a 51-yarder earlier in this game. Connected from 23 yards. So Brian Kelly decides to send the punt unit out instead of attempt a 53-yarder. Play clock down to 1. They might be comfortable taking the delay of game here and giving Chadwick an extra 5 yards.
Remains 4th down.
And the wind is blowing right in the direction of where Ramos would have had to attempt a 53-yarder. So you play the field position battle here, leading by 10. I think you're frustrated if you're Brian Kelly and offensive coordinator Joe Sloan that you couldn't convert to points, though.
Yeah, he had a couple nice plays. Didn't pick up some chunk yards, but weren't able to convert.
Fair catch called for at the 11-yard line, and that's where the Bulldogs will take over.
Whistle down. It's the Weeks brothers combining Witt and West. One of the best linebacker duos in the country. Broussard loves it. And this LSU defense continues to deliver. They just look like sharks with chum in the water right there. You mentioned it, Jay. Witt, West, Weeks. All kinds of tigers around there bringing 2 to the ground. Oh, you talk about cleans. How about the Weeks brothers? They're growing up 15 miles south of Athens, Georgia, and dreaming of playing in the SEC. One day, they're making the most of it here in Baton Rouge. This punt down. There's a flag down. As it stands, this would be very favorable field position for LSU with the still marking the ball off inside the Bulldogs' 35-yard line. And one thing I wish I asked our random fan, Ken Broussard, is what classes is he taking? At 66 years old, on the play, the first down LSU. Had a successful business career of more than 3 decades, but he's back in school. A 66-year-old tuba player, one of the best stories on 16. This one from the Bulldogs 33. Wow, speedster, turns the corner. Bounced out of bounds right around the 20-yard line after he picked up an LSU first down. And Brown on the jet sweep here had a great job of Dewan Johnson on the edge of the running back, kicking out Jamal Shelby, allowing the speed of Brown to get the edge. Brown a 4.2840. Sticking around talking with an NFL scout this week. He said Brown's got everything to look for at the next level. Much running room there. Posey Fields, the former LSU Tiger, again in on the stop. Fields said, look, we're trying to make this any other game, and then he paused and said, but it's not. A lot of Louisiana kids that grew up dreaming of playing here at Tiger Stadium and getting the opportunity in a Louisiana Tech uniform. I enjoyed talking to Kobe Fields this week. A lot of players give you a coach speak. You gotta take it like it is. He did not at all. 8 tackles for Fields playing his former team. 56 for this round. Good protection. Floats it to Aaron Anderson. Splits 2 tackles. Another LSU first down inside the 10. And the Tigers are in business. Love that play execution on the right side. Take 2 guys deep, you run off the defenders, you bring Aaron Anderson his speed underneath, and just let him make guys miss in space. Get the ball in the hands of those receivers, those athletes. The top athletes in the country, let them go work. One set. Throwing the handoff, powerful runner, churning those legs forward inside the 5. And this is where for Louisiana Tech, you've played great defensively, you've held up against the run, but how long can they sustain it, right? How long can they sustain just getting pushed on and pounded on by that big LSU offensive line? I think Brian Kelly wants to find that out. This is the 3 tight end set that we saw earlier for LSU. I love that down here. Tight end screens and get the third receiver to the bottom of the screen. Durham gets the give. Can't find the end zone. Zion Mason stuffed the hole. Third and goal upcoming. Mason, good job getting all the blocks and coming down the line and making a big play. Now they tried a shot earlier to the 6'7" tight end Trey Green. Do they try again? And that was such a physical mismatch. That big touchdown on the isolation shot last week. There's with 4 tight ends right now. They're running the time. Trying to push their pile forward, waiting for the signal. Did he break the play? Yes! Touchdown, LSU, Caden Durham. So LSU cashes in on the short field. I think Brian Kelly when he says it, send a message here. You know, we're not going to mess around, we're not going to get cute. We're going to put 4 tight ends in the game, and we're just going to blow you off the ball. make a statement, and that's exactly what they did. Even with all the extra pounds on that offensive line, just a couple of inches between a touchdown and another Louisiana Tech defensive hold. Brian Kelly, he's an offensive genius, and as much as you talk about him and the spread, he wants to run the dang football, right? Get different formations, spread the field out, motion shift, and then pound the rock. And I think he just made up his mind and said, look, we're not messing around here. We're going to lay on this Louisiana Tech defensive line and look. Rocky had played at Notre Dame before Brian Kelly got there, but obviously watched a lot of Brian Kelly football over the years, watching your Irishman. He got hired at LSU. You wondered how was it going to go. I mean, an established head coach is that most active wins in all of college football right now, but you just didn't know how's this going to translate to the SEC. And he said, look, his success as a head coach probably hurt him in the first 2-3 years because people just expected we're going to win immediately SEC championships, national championships. He goes, look, it takes a couple of years, and he feels like now, here in year 4, he does have the team that is capable of winning SEC championship, national championship. Brian Kelly has won every place he's been. You're right, Jay, it takes time. He told us that yesterday. We now have the culture that you have to bring in the transfers. And they're bringing the 15 transfers. Probably something that didn't work last year, this year it does. They got that great nucleus. And again, as I said in the open, they feel really, really good. A certain swagger that this team and this coaching staff has. Shy. They were not shy when they were recruiting transfers to come to LSU about their goals this season. They wanted guys who had A, played a lot of football, and B, wanted to win a national championship, and they told the guys that. And you can't bring in all those transfers unless you have that established culture that you're talking about, Rocky. When you bring in guys that fit the system that you have established, and look at who they brought in the portal. It's hit. And they got studs in the portal with experience, and they've brought in some impact players on both sides of the ball that have fit in perfectly. I think the main thing is the experience. You want to bring in guys that have a record on table playing great high-level college football. You know, so many of these transfers that come and, oh, he was a former 5-star, that don't mean much. And if you've been able to put it on tape at the college level, those are the guys he brought in. A.J. Houston, Brandon Moore, I mean, the list goes on and on. Guys that played college football at a high level. And I think particularly on the defensive side of the ball, Brian Kelly feels like this is a defense with so much talent that they can deliver a championship to a fan base that plays it. These linebackers are going to go now. 3rd and 6. I don't know. Enough pressure to force the incompletions and King. This is a great job with the skies. The back end's moving around, the linebackers are showing like they're going to come. And then they hold up and you bring a tenacious 4-man rush, forces the ball out quick and a punt. This will be the 7th punt of the night for John Boy Chance. 49 is at 2, he's completely gone. Off his foot the wrong way. He's backs up inside. The 20 for Thomas. Finds the edge, knocked out of bounds. We're talking about culture and character. Well, LSU, as a director of performance innovation here in Baton Rouge, spent 10 minutes, we stayed for 3 hours. Anderson off the pitch, so shifty, forward. Get loose, yeah, it's like, he does all these things with sports performance, and then it's almost like in his free time, he makes, one of the best bets LSU's in Major League Baseball, the most used bat in Major League Baseball. What a tremendous story he is. But Louisiana Tech, they are really at the forefront of the technology aspect of college football with the VR. It's really incredible. You used to be frustrated with his son's baseball equipment, so decided to start cutting his own bats after LSU football practice, and the guy overtook Louisville Slugger for the most popular bat in Major League Baseball. That's what a problem solver Marucci is. He's the ultimate puzzle master, and LSU's happy to have him. A big drive that could have started off with a huge play. Brown could not hang on to that Nussmeier rifle. And to Kelly's point, the 335, you look out there as an offense and you say, golly, we should be able to run the ball. We got 3 guys up there. But it almost turns into an 8-man fight. How low they play their safeties. See right there again. They've been so disciplined in the run game. It's just how that second level, those 3 linebackers, how they fit everything, and then you get your safeties are playing lower and they get involved in the run game. All of a sudden, the 3-man front again becomes an 8-man front. That's Trey'Dez Green down injured, the big tight end. LSU has already lost Braylon Moore for this game, the starting center. Weston Davis, the right tackle, went down but returned. And now LSU, the medical team, taking a look at Green as we step aside at the beginning of the 4th quarter. 31 upcoming for LSU. They're 0 for 2 on 39 or longer. Backpedaling Nussmeier, right on the money. Jared Nussmeier delivers. Aaron Anderson dropped him right in for him. That was an NFL throw. He's surveying the defense. He's got pressure right in his face. He just takes like 2 more low back pedals and delivers an absolute dart. That's the type of throw that is Jared Nussmeier rocketing up NFL mock drafts this week after the win against Clemson. It's Derek Doug, he's right down the road, the new offensive coordinator for the Saints. His first game tomorrow against Arizona. He'll become a Dolphins, number 28, 10-yard penalty, leading touchdown. Let's give him a look at that pass. That was fantastic. Maybe his best throw of the night. He's looking downfield. Eyes always stay downfield and not focus on the rush, but he has to retreat a couple steps and just drops it right in. I mean, and he's not making that throw in a clean pocket. He's backpedaling, pressure coming. He's perfect. And that's what makes him special. He makes it look easy, but there's not a ton of quarterbacks in college football that can make that throw. Emmanuel Oggins was bearing down. Didn't matter for Nussmeier. First and 20 after the penalty. Nussmeier throws, risky pass, and it pays off. Caught by Brown, bounces it outside. Threaded the needle. Nussmeier happy about that one. That was very, very dangerous. And look, there was Jacob Fields who had a bead on that thing, but he had just enough muscle on it to be able to get the ball to Brown. And a couple guys missed for a big play. The best 2 throws of the night in terms of accuracy of calling this 4th quarter on this drive. For Nussmeier, slings it by the screen. Thomas. Trying to take down. Fields out there for an 6. Now that previous throw, he knew he had to put some muscle on. Just drive that ball in there before the safety. But did it. It's beauty. We're going back to Jack Marucci, the Director of Performance Innovation. That's the spin rate that everyone's talking about in college football right now. A little extra torque on that ball. Cedric Woods down, injured for Louisiana Tech. Thomas, net in the backfield. Jacob Fields shot in the safety for a loss of 5. You gotta say, I don't know if Louisiana Tech can come back in this game, but if you're a Bulldog fan, you feel real good about this. See, that's their 6th tackle for loss. The defense is fantastic. This is a team that I think can buy in the Conference USA. Quickly's on the way. Their defense flies around. 15 for Nussmeier. 10th play of the Tiger drive. Moving right. Looking over his options, nobody open. Nussmeier in trouble. Spun down for the sack. McKee Mason. A relentless Bulldogs defense holds Nussmeier and LSU again. And this is tough because they only lost 3, which means they drop 8. Look at that. There's like a wall build of red jerseys. Nobody from LSU can create separation, and before he knows it, Nussmeier's being tossed to the ground. And losing 9 yards on the sack makes it a long field goal attempt. 46 yards for Damian Ramos. He missed from 51 earlier tonight. And Johnson. Well, the LSU defense, a shutout so far. They're going to shut out Clemson on the road in the second half. A shutout through 3 quarters tonight. It's a new quarterback from Louisiana Tech. That is Blake Baker, the redshirt sophomore from Cypress, Texas, coming into the game for Trey Kukoc. It's interesting they didn't go with Evan Boyd, who started 10 games for the Bulldogs a year ago. He was the starter, a leg starter going into fall camp, and Kukoc won the job, and Baker, the second quarterback in for Louisiana Tech, trailing by 20 in this fourth quarter. A flag, and Baker loses the football, which might be shaking off some nerves here. But it's not. Full start offense. Please put 11 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock. Correction, 11:14 on the clock. And I don't think it's anything Trey Kukoc has done wrong tonight. He's actually done a really good job getting the ball away quickly. It's just that I don't think a lot of offenses are going to find success against Blake Baker's LSU defense. Now, I think it's a situation where they get Blake Baker some reps here. Well, that's funny. Blake Baker's the name of the quarterback from Louisiana Tech right now. It's also the name of the LSU defensive coordinator. Blake Baker against Blake Baker on a Saturday night in Death Valley. I gotta admit, there was one second where I was like, wait a minute, what's he saying? I had to look at the third string quarterback, and Blake Baker too. Pressure comes. Baker gives it through it. Nearly intercepted. There's the LSU version of Blake Baker. Did an absolutely fantastic job calling defense tonight. It is going to be really hard to put up points against LSU this season. Clemson showed you that a week ago. Louisiana Tech has followed it up tonight. Usually a defense has a weakness, and I just look around this defense and can't really find one. Baker in trouble. A pass rusher's dream on 3rd and 13, and the ears pinned back. Patrick Payton got there first. And you said the ears pinned back there. There's Payton, got a great jump, the swat, the whip. He got to Baker, almost forcing an interception. We asked Brian Kelly what he thought about his defense, and he said they played hard. Confidence, composure, and I would say they have followed it up with an equally great performance defensively tonight. And this too in the special teams game though, Xavier Thomas off his foot gives the ball to Louisiana Tech. There's a flag that may negate this in the backfield. The illegal formation, kicking team, 5 players lined up in the backfield. 5-yard penalty for the bigger spot. Doesn't make it. What a break for LSU in the special teams game. It was not happening, man, in Louisiana. And Xavier Thomas right now. This goes off his foot, I think. It hits his foot and goes, directly. I think that was Joshua Cobbs. Right into his arms, but to no avail. That would have been a big break for Louisiana Tech. Instead of reporting Thomas fields it cleanly at the 40. Trying to make something happen, gets into Bulldogs territory past the 50. And that's when the LSU up.
Two huge losses in this game for LSU.
Good stuff, came in, so far taking care of business, but you lose two great players. Both for not extended period of time. Full starts, offense, on the center. Reacted delay. 5-yard penalty, first up. We just talked about Braylon Moore going down earlier. The starting center, it's DJ Chester called for the penalties. Fielded at center. This evening against Louisiana Tech, obviously. LSU fans hoping that those injuries are not long-term. Love to have him back next week against Florida. The Gators team is going to come in licking their wounds after a surprising loss at home to South Florida earlier today. Florida, we had them last week, Rocky, in the home opener. We said they had the toughest schedule in the country. We didn't want to dismiss South Florida, but not a lot of people factored the Bulls being a part of that tough schedule. That was, Pennsylvania's a W for most Gator fans, and now they've got to come in here next Saturday to Death Valley to play an LSU team who's playing great football, particularly on defense. And so that's the thing, the Florida offense really struggled today. They're having a hard time with this defense. Osweiler takes the sack. Louisiana Tech's defense has been relentless all night. I've said it before, but if you're a Bulldog fan, you gotta be ecstatic at this defense. This is a high-level defense. It's the 8th tackle for loss that they've had on the night. 3 sacks. There's Kobe Fields, who's had one heck of a ball game. McKee Mason, the other linebacker. So what do you got in your playbook for 3rd and 24? Luckily, LSU has the athletes to be able to get downfield. Play clock down to 1. Osweiler has to take a timeout. So what do you make of LSU Florida? A week from tonight as we start to look ahead, LSU comfortable up 20-0 here in the 4th quarter. Rice has just really struggled last year and this year so far. Tunis returns it to the 25-yard line. Rick Baker, the quarterback for Louisiana Tech, stays in the game after he struggled on his first drive of the season on the previous possession. Rocky's a former defensive player. 8 years in the NFL as linebacker. What do you think the single greatest strength of this LSU defense is? It's the speed. I mean, this game is a game of space anymore at all levels. You look around and you don't see a slow guy out there, even the defensive tackles. Dominic McKinley, maybe one of the greatest athletes on the field. 36. Pass caught by Eli Finley, about half a yard shy of the first down marker. And a great example right there. I mean, Finley catches that ball and then, without hesitation, there was 4 yellow helmets around him. And if you can fly around, you got speed, you always have a chance. LSU defense tonight has forced Louisiana Tech to be 1 of 10 on 3rd down. 4th and half a yard. Rick Baker goes under center, and they're going to take a play out of the Eagles playbook and go for a tush-push against LSU, and they get it. The tush-push has become a staple of football anymore. I still don't think anybody does it near as good or near as consistent as the Eagles. Hold it down in there and try to get underneath the guy in front of you. I think it should be outlawed. I just don't think it's football. It's rugby. It is boring. but it's effective. I will say, there's no one more effective out than the Eagles. You watch the Bills try to do it last year at playoffs, and they just couldn't do it. I mean, it helps when your quarterback and Jalen Hurts squats 600 pounds. That was a bit of an advantage. Baker steps up, throws over the middle, pass too high for Eli Finley to tie down. A flag down. That's the fence. Defense number 33. The ball requests a spot on the foul with an automatic first down. One of the very few errors you can count them on one hand tonight that LSU has made defensively. Good shot of Westbrook's right there. The defensive team into tonight playing with a lot of confidence. Great run here from Baker, dragging LSU defenders all the way for a gain of 9. Impressive run. Like Baker, 6'5", 220. That's a big guy. Kevin takes that run for Louisiana Tech, first down. I think if you're LSU's defense, you gotta be super pleased. You know, you come in and Trey Q-Cup is running quarterback, very effective, and you pretty much negated that all night. Shifty move there from Clay Tavidan. This has been the best drive for Louisiana Tech offensively. Another gain of 9 there. Deepest hit. They've made it into LSU territory tonight. A little more than 5 minutes remaining in this one. Baker taking a shot, and that should have been intercepted. It was knocked down by Ashton Stamps. He could have easily caught that ball. And Ashton Stamps was a staple of the secondary last year. Got 0 snaps versus Clemson. He has a chance to redeem himself with an easy pick and can't hold it in. He's gonna have a date with the judge machine here tomorrow. Get a couple hundred catches in. Baker another hard run for another Bulldogs first down. Stamps not catching that interception might put the shutout streak in jeopardy for this LSU defense, shutting out Clemson in the second half a week ago, and under 5 minutes to try and shut out Louisiana Tech here tonight. It's the third-string quarterback, Blake Baker's coming into the game seemingly out of nowhere and delivers the first touchdown against the LSU defense in 6 quarters. You know what, this is an offense that's really struggled all year, struggled all last year. Maybe they found the answer in Blake Baker. So his ability to run the ball, he's 6'5", 220. Did a good job with the QB runs and then finds the open guy on a match blitz and hits him. Hey, if you're Louisiana Tech, 4 minutes left, you got all 3 timeouts, you're only down 13 here you are. Saturday night, Death Valley, number 3 team in the country. You gotta go for the onside kick, right? I think so. Hey, what do you got to lose? You see LSU, their coverage unit is expecting the onside kick right here. 13-play touchdown drive from Louisiana Tech. Drew Henderson, the kicker for the Bulldogs, eyeing up the LSU coverage. John Hoy Chance out there as well, so 2 kickers. The 2 kickers out there, LSU takes a timeout. And Wynn blew the ball off the tee. I wonder if that changes how they approach this onside kick. if you're Sonny Cumbie at Louisiana Tech, you've got to be proud of the performance you've put here against the number 3 team in the nation on the road. LSU has everything more to play. Coming off a big win over Clemson last week, first home game night. Crowds into it, and they play well. Gotta give them credit. Florida coming next week, you wonder if it's just a trap game coming off that Clemson win. No such thing as a trap game when you listen to Brian Kelly. Laser focused on 1-0 each week. And I don't think they took Louisiana Tech lightly tonight. Bulldogs have just played very well. They decided to actually kick it deep. Barry on Brown over the shoulder. Look at the speed from Brown all the way to midfield. And LSU's going to start the drive in the same spot that they would have if Louisiana Tech just decided to go for the onside kick. It's not sure what Louisiana Tech was hoping to accomplish here. You kick the onside kick or boot the thing to the back of the end zone. Now instead you did it with a line drive kind of kick. And like you said, Brown brings him back to essentially where they had to kick the ball from. But well, I'll tell you, go for the onside kick and just try to go win it. There's no guarantee that you even get the ball back. You do have all 3 timeouts, but I think you just drive that thing into the front line of LSU, hope it hits off of somebody, and you can jump on the ball. Just don't really know what you accomplished by faking the onside kick and didn't do. Louisiana Tech uses their first of 3 timeouts. You can get all of the extra coverage. I mean, look at the downhill and then the ability to break tackles, the shiftiness, the whole thing. Here comes Al Harrison out of nowhere with a big block, too. Excited to block for the young freshman. Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Louisiana as a high school senior, now making big plays for the LSU Tigers. Gain of 43 for Barry. They give it right back to a 1-9 this time, stood up and coming back. There's a flag down. Illegal substitution. Defense, top players on the field here now. The penalty is half the distance and goes to previous spots. 33%. LSU 3 yards away from regaining their comfortable lead. Jackson diving forward down to the 1-yard line. Jackson comes out, Barry comes back in after the breather. Freshman probably hoping in that huddle that he gets the ball with a chance to score his first touchdown of what you would assume many in an LSU uniform. Guaranteed. J.D. Barry stood up. Louisiana Tech's not making it easy. Jaden Atkins got there first. That brings us to the 2-minute timeout. Start to finish, this Louisiana Tech defense has showed up. Even with 2 minutes left and LSU knocking on the door, they're not giving in. Actually, Louisiana Tech has elected to take their second timeout before the 2-minute timeout ahead of his third and goal. So the clock stops at 2:06. Sonny Cumbie giving his defense a chance to make another stand here on 3rd and goal. Brian Kelly's thinking, look, let's just blow these guys off the ball and let Barry pound it in, and they'll do it. Even with that 3 tight end package that they, well, this is usually Frank has green territory, but the 6'7" tight end ruled out for the rest of the game on crutches. And if that's a long-time loss, that's big, because yeah, you bring in a heavy package, but you got a guy like Green that is always open because he's 6'7". They go back to Barry, fighting forward, but short. And now we go to the 2-minute timeout. A 4th and goal upcoming. The Bulldogs fans that have made the trip from Ruston proud of their Louisiana. And that puts the Tigers up by 16, so it's still a 2-possession game, but you go from a 13-point lead to a 16-point lead. We were talking during the break, we figured Garrett Nussmeier would be out there for a 4th and goal from the 2 to go for it, but I guess the theory is you make it 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points to tie it. I just think even if you don't get it, Louisiana Tech's gotta go 98 yards against what could be the best defense in the country. Yeah, I would have liked to see him take Garrett Nussmeier, give him a chance to make something happen down there. 23-7 lead for LSU. So we take beyond the miracle from Louisiana Tech. Tigers have to feel comfortable about this one. Overall, how would you grade Garrett Nussmeier tonight? I'd say some good, some bad. And this is the first time the game underthrown ball inside. Results in interception. A little slow to get more, and then later on, I think we did a good job extending the play. Brian Anderson back the end zone for the touchdown. In the third quarter, started to connect those some deeper balls down the field. And you can see the playmaking ability. Let a few balls sail a little high on you there, I don't in particular, but he's that level of a quarterback. I think certainly some things you can improve on, but nice to. But I asked you, how would you grade Garrett Nussmeier? Grading has been a hot topic here in Baton Rouge this week after Clemson head coach Shadow Sweeney said that he would grade LSU at 65 and Clemson at 58, and Brian Kelly fired back like, well, he's either a good grader for him or a harsh grader on us. So maybe he didn't watch this second half. That was the one where he came off the top rope. I tend to agree with Kelly. I think LSU certainly deserved better than a 65 for that second half performance. Kelly takes a shot and right after, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to look forward, we're going to talk about the future. You know what I mean? Louisiana Tech continues to run the ball on 3rd and 1. Get out of here with a 16-point loss. And LSU will live up to the mantra of 1-0. Brian Kelly said, we just care about winning. He's got players that have bought into that, coordinators that have bought into that. And ultimately, he can get all these guys and look, he talks about the standard and we want to play the best we can, but as long as the scoreboard says LSU win, 1-0, all that matters. You can make the argument that it's maybe better to have a game like this instead of one where you blow out a team by 52 points and boy, everything's great and all that. They won the game, they did a lot of good things, but there's some things to work on, things they got to improve upon and get better at into this third game of the season. Interference for the opportunity to catch the kicking team number 34, 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, first down LSU. And the one thing that LSU's coaching staff didn't accomplish is they teased to us that they would love to get the 3 Weeks brothers on the field at the same time. It's a great story. three brothers separated by 5.5 years. Wes, the oldest, Whit, the middle, Zach, the youngest, and all linebackers, all on the team together at the same time. Wes, he gets injured, granted a medical red shirt, so he gets an extra year at LSU. The youngest brother, Zach, reclassifies, so he could go to college early to join his brothers. That's what I never heard. You reclassified down, but make yourself older. He got reclassified up and try to play with his brothers. But we did not get to see the Weeks brothers on the field together. That's a testament to Louisiana Tech making this thing closer than a lot of people thought it would be. But ultimately, LSU wins it comfortably, 23-7. Again, some things you're going to go and be able to watch and improve on. I think the big story coming out of this game is what is the health of the center Braylon Moore and the tight end Trey Green.